Hi folks, Brian McNichols here from touringplans.com, and this is the top 5. Now, this one, I'm obviously shooting from my office at home. I had this whole intro set up for AbracadaBAR, but it wasn't very good, so I'm redoing it. And you know what? I've been stalling. I have a few videos of restaurants and a few more planned coming up to do top 5s of specific restaurants, because one thing everyone is interested in going on a Disney World trip is where to eat, especially if you have the dining plan, which is super popular. You're always looking for new good places to eat, or I guess drink in this case, because AbracadaBAR doesn't have much in the way of food. We'll get to that in a minute. I've been struggling though on how to format it as a top 5, because I mean, other than picking specific dishes or things on the walls, it's hard to find just 5 things about a restaurant, especially if you want to be even a little bit comprehensive, and we always do at Touring Plans. So what I decided is this. I'm going to break down restaurants into 5 categories instead. Those categories are the atmosphere, the theme of the place, how it makes you feel, things like that. Location, physically, where is it? Food and drink, obviously super important. The details. Disney is always in the details. You want to have stuff to look at. If you're there multiple times, like a lot of Disney fans and park goers are, you want to have new things that you can kind of discover every time you're there. And entertainment. Not every place has it, but some do, so it's on the list. Those are going to be my top 5 things to look at for all restaurants going forward. How's that sound? Atmosphere, location, food, details, entertainment. That is ALF with a DE on the end. But really, once you get past ALF, who cares anymore? So let's go with atmosphere. Now, AbracadaBAR's theme is kind of this old-timey magic bar, which is really, really charming. And it also isn't super in your face, which I like about it. It's a little bit relaxed, and it really, really fits with the kind of turn of the 20th century that the rest of the Boardwalk Inn and Boardwalk area kind of goes for. I really love the effect here. It feels classic, it's charming, and it has this cool little backstory that you don't really need to know going in, but it does make sense with some of the other stuff. And that is, this was a magician's hangout, and one night they all disappeared. Now the location of the is smack dab on the boardwalk. So, obviously, if you're staying at any of the Crescent Lake resorts, Boardwalk, Beach, Yacht, Dolphin, Swan, it is super duper easy to get to. If you're in Epcot, it's pretty easy to get to. You go right out the International Gateway, short walk. If you're at Hollywood Studios, it's a little bit of a longer walk, but you can do it in about 10 to 15 minutes. You can also take the Friendship boats from either the International Gateway, it's actually the first stop after that one, or from Hollywood Studios, where you have to go through the Swan Dolphin stop and the Yacht Beach stop first, but it definitely saves tired legs. You can also halfway that and get off at the Swan and Dolphin and then just walk over the bridge to the boardwalk. That's actually the way I usually do it if I'm taking the boat. If you are coming from another park, you can take a bus directly to the boardwalk. And if you are coming from another resort, this is where it gets tricky. The easiest thing to do is probably to take a bus to Hollywood Studios and then either walk or take the Friendship boat from there. Or you could probably do what I would do and just take like a rideshare service or a cab or something like that. All right, now we're on to the third part of the ALF, and that is food and drink, and not cat related. Sorry, ALF. I just keep wanting to show that picture of ALF, so I keep mentioning him. Food, not so much. They have a couple of appetizers. It's all the food you're going to get there, so I wouldn't necessarily go there to eat unless you just want a real light snack. What I would recommend going there for is the drinks. Of course, it is a bar. Drinks what they do. They have a lot of really fun old-timey cocktails. Things like the Parlor Trick, which is small batch bourbon, simple syrup, soda water, a Magic Hatton, which is a Manhattan, a Tom Collins, and then this magic drink, the Seashore Sweet. Seashore Sweets, of course, was the candy shop that was here before AbracadaBAR. And this is vodka, lemonade, and cotton candy syrup, and presented very nicely, I might add. Now the details here, this is where AbracadaBAR really, really comes alive. Remember those magicians I mentioned disappearing? Well, they have these awesome pictures on the wall, and at the 13th minute of every hour, poof, they disappear. There's also a ton of hidden Mickeys, like on this playing card. There's cool references to other Disney movies and characters, and like this genie lamp and this Aladdin book. There's even a picture of Walt himself in here. And then there's the tricks, these menus that is a real simple trick, but they open from both sides. I always think that's kind of fun to play with. And these coasters that depict a hat and flying fish. And when you spin them, it looks like the flying fish are coming out of the hat. Very cool. And you know what? The bathroom signs are pretty darn cute too. Entertainment, none really, except the magic tricks, but I covered that in the last one. So that is the top 5 for AbracadaBAR. I really like it, actually, and there is going to be a top 5 bars and resort bars and all those lists coming up, and it will appear on a bunch of those too. So what do you think? How do you like this format? Is this going to work for restaurants? Do you want to see more restaurants? Which ones do you want to see? And do you want to see anything else? I will film pretty much whatever you want to see within reason. Well, that's a weird way to end. So thanks for watching. Be excellent to each other.